Turn it up loud.
Welcome. You're now listening to It's Just a Show podcast. Controversial.
Yo, did she really say that?
No, I think she did.
Entertaining, innovative, real, and raw. Hold on tight. Here's your host, the one and only, Hustle Queen Lee.
Yo, what's good, fam? I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sister Review. Season 2, Episode 3, entitled It's All About Pacing. I love this episode. I want to thank everybody for your continued support, your continued views. I thank you also for commenting and keeping the conversation going. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much. If this is your first time coming to my page, welcome. If you are a returning family member, y'all know it's always good to interact, see, and hear from y'all. And y'all know how I do. I'm going to get right into it. First off, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm actually going to give this episode, for me, it was a 9. I really enjoyed this episode. Everyone had a role in it. I really loved how Tyler just incorporated everyone in this particular episode. I didn't feel like I got tired of watching one storyline. It wasn't getting on my nerves. I didn't have that agitated feeling. So that's the main reason I really enjoyed this particular episode a lot. It's probably my favorite episode thus far this season. So first and foremost, I want to talk about Fatima. I am so glad that Fatima has her own storyline now. And I'm excited that we're going to see her on screen more because I really, really love Fatima. And Fatima is a writer. So I'm going to just start with Fatima. So we see that Fatima is on the phone with Andy. She's driving. She ends up hitting someone. We find out that she hit Zach. I said, well, damn, Zach can't catch a break. The brother just got stabbed. Now he has gotten hit by Fatima. Fatima can't drive. Let's go ahead and point that out. Fatima cannot drive and Fatima cannot park. Did y'all see the way that car was up there? If you didn't pay attention to it, go back. I said, Lord, no wonder she hit Zach. The girl can't see, which makes her not being a good driver. So Fatima, I'm gonna need you to get some glasses, boo. But and Lord knows I felt so bad because I should not have laughed when Zach got hit by that car. But I did. I'm gonna keep it 100. I laughed. I got a good chuckle or 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6. But anyway, we see that Fatima. I was surprised that because we don't know too much about Fatima. So Chris, which is Karen's mom's boyfriend, he is over this felon type of project where they work with real estate, and that's how he's been able to garner millions of dollars. That's how he's been able to be financially stable for the past few years. So he invited Zach. Zach comes, and after a while, we see Fatima walk in. I'm like, what Fatima doing here? I was shocked, but Fatima was there, and basically she was trying to get him signed up, and she told him that this was a great opportunity for him because they don't let everybody in, so he needed to fill out the paperwork. And Zach, being Zach, I'm not signing nothing. I'm not this. I'm not that. Now, one of the issues I have with Zach, it's okay, and I understand when you have been handed a hard deck of cards to play in life, but that don't mean that you have to be rude. I understand in being guarded. I understand in being like, I'm not sure how to maneuver in this way. But to me, he's just rude for no reason. Y'all know how I feel about Zach. But if you don't, you'll find out. Now, I'm not biased, but I just have my own personal opinions. So that was really the thing with Fatima. I'm assuming that she's the what you call them people? She's the legal counsel for this particular project. So I saw a lot of comments. They was like, this is a scheme. This ain't real. I don't know. This is not lawful what they're doing. So we'll see. But I believe it's on the up and up. Just my personal opinion. So let's start at the beginning of the show. So at the beginning of the show, we see Aaron and Zach. They arrive at Sabrina's house. All the ladies are still there. So Zach comes in. Being Zach, I just left cleaning up my blood off your floor, and this dude walks in, and I figured, why am I here? Because she's obviously over me. And I'm like, why are we continuing to have the same conversation over and over and over again? So, and I want to point this out because I saw I do be in certain discussion groups. I don't always comment, but I read a lot of the comments just to see what people are saying. And I saw people saying that Karen did Zach wrong because he got stabbed for her, and look how she doing him. And I'm like, wait. That's why we have to pay attention. Last season, Karen specifically and detailed told Zach that she wanted to explore her feelings for Aaron. It was not a secret. It was not a surprise that Karen had feelings for Aaron. She never hid that. So it amazed me because I'm like, Zach and Karen are not together. There's no commitment there. There is no loyalty that she has. So I wasn't quite sure what people were getting at when they was like, oh, she foul, she this, Zach should move on. Yes, he should. This is not your woman. Y'all are not together. Leave her alone. So I didn't understand that. That's just me. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. But you know, to me, Zach was just being immature, especially when Aaron told him, hey, Zach, you know, at some point in time, you know, I want us to hash this out. And Zach sucked his teeth. And I'm like, dude, you a 36-year-old man. I think sometimes as viewers, we forget that these people are not in their 20s. They're not in their early 30s. They're 36, 37 years old. So even though I love the show, it makes it a little difficult to stomach because these people are approaching 40's door, and this is how they're acting, which blows the hell out of me. So anyway, I was just like, you know, wow, this is really interesting. So we just, you know, we sucking teeth out here. Now we all know that he and Aaron, they've already fought. So Aaron has no problem with doing that. He's continuing to tolerate your disrespect towards him as a man. It's only so long somebody gonna be able to take that. And it seems to me that Aaron is trying to take the high road in that situation. But Zach just run his mouth too much. He's really reckless with his mouth and the stuff that he let, you know what I'm saying, come out of it. So Aaron and Karen they go into Sabrina's room. Aaron kind of officially make his introductions, even though he already has dealt with Andy as representation. And he had already, you know, he's seen Sabrina, but they didn't meet each other. So that happened. Then he and Karen went in the room and they started talking. I could actually appreciate the conversation between Karen and Aaron. Now, let me go on record and say these are crazy situations, and I'm not denying that. These are crazy situations. I wouldn't want to be in none of them, but we do understand that this is a show, and you have to have drama and comedy and love. We know all that, but I'm just saying. So, because I want to make that known, because I don't want people to think I'm just naive out here with Karen and Aaron and all of that. Nah, I wouldn't want to be in that situation, but it is what it is. So, I could appreciate their talk, because Aaron said something that hit me personally. I could really relate to that because I've stated on this podcast before that I am a believer. I consider myself a believer. Love God, love Jesus, all of that. He's my Lord and Savior. So when I heard Aaron say that, you know, I just want to be human. I don't want to think about those things. Meaning my actions may not be right in this moment, but I'm okay with that. He talked about how he still wanted to drink, he still wanted to smoke, and he knew beyond shadow of a doubt that he wanted to make love to Karen. And I believe that, and I really want to touch on this because I've seen so many, I would consider judgmental comments and posts when it comes to Aaron. Oh, he a pastor where? He's a minister. He clarified again. He's not the pastor of the church. He is a minister of the church. And she said, you know, what's the difference? Like, is it the same thing? And in actuality, there are some differences, but it's pretty much the same thing. You have a certain standard you're supposed to live your life. And I know that because I have been deep in ministry, and anyone who has been deep in ministry or anyone who takes their spiritual walk seriously, there are certain things you try to abstain from. It is hard. It is a battle. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is, and I don't justify what he's doing either, but it just really hit me because sometimes people believe that those in ministry or, you know, people of the cloth, as they say, or the clergy, that doesn't make Aaron exempt from dealing with humanistic feelings, humanistic desires. And I want to talk about this too. This is a man who's 37 years old. He was married to his wife for 15 years. That means he got married when he was 22. At 22 years old, he was married. Aaron has already stated that he's not a dating person. He's into relationships. He's a committed type of man. So he's made these things known. And now at 37, your ex-wife done killed herself. Your life is going through all of these twists and turns. And sometimes I believe people forget that this is a man who's hurting. Just because you don't like him, it does not eradicate what he's going through. And I really would want to see more of Tyler really dealing with the emotional side of Aaron, because like Karen has said, you know, you're in pain, you are hurting. And because of that, you making certain decisions, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but we'll stop right there. I just really want people to understand that, because people have such a sympathy for Zach. And I find it interesting how there could be such a sympathy for Zach when he has cheated. He's given his woman an STD. He's done so many things, and not just the stuff that we've seen. It's stuff that's the backstory. He has cheated on this woman for years. He cheated on this woman for years. And it's like, oh, give him some time. I don't know why she doing this to Zach. Why did Zach do these things to her? And I don't want to sit here, you know, like, well, she drove him to cheat. Nah, baby, cheating is a choice. It's always a choice. There's too many steps in sex for it to be a oops, and for it to be someone drove me to do it. So we ain't gonna play them cards. We are not going to play those cards. So let's go to Preston and Danny. Now, Preston got all my respect last night. Preston was like, look, shawty, hey, we either gonna do this my way, or it ain't gonna be done at all, because your way got too many rules. You got way too many rules. I don't like it. I want to be able to say what I say, do what I do, and just enjoy, and that be it. Rightfully so, I understand. I also understood where Danny was coming from, where, how you got in my house? Why did my landlord allow you in my house without my permission? I understood where she was coming from. Let some black man come and say, hey, my girl live on the 4th floor. I want to come and cook for her. They ain't finna let you in. So she was like, to be white in America, I got it. I was like, sis, I feel you on that now. Normally you be, out there sometimes, but I felt Danny on that particular topic as well. So I had someone ask me about how I feel about the Danny and Preston thing. Like, do I think they're gonna last? And I don't. If they do last, there are gonna be several attempts where there are, he's trying to make it work. There's gonna be separation because, like he stated, for the second time, his parents are racist. They will not approve of his relationship with Danny. And Danny wanted to know when he was gonna tell his parents. And I was like, why should he? Like, I'm not understanding why he needs to tell his parents about you, and this man don't know much about you. He's getting to know you. You guys are dating. You're not in a committed relationship. You're not his woman. And if you want to keep it all the way funky, if we want to keep it all the way 100, Danny is just some chick that let him hit on the first night. If we going to keep it all the way real, for people who like to justify Danny's actions, no. And I found that interesting as well, because getting on to the Karen and Aaron situation, man, that was a hot scene, man. I was like, wow, whoa. But that was a scene. And so I saw comments like, she don't even know him. She ain't known him that long. How can she do this? How can she have sex with him? But when Danny had sex on the first night, it was, congratulations, sis. Get that D, sis. It was so many congratulatory comments and statements, yet Karen does it. Excuse me, Karen does not do it. Karen is the only person, honestly, on this cast that made a man wait to have sex with her. And judging from the preview, it doesn't even look like her and Aaron get to finish, because Zach behind walks in. Like, why are you here? We'll get to that later. But she's the only one who actually had a standard sexually about herself. And I'm not saying that if you have sex on the first night, something is wrong with you, because that has been my story a few times as well, keeping it all the way real and transparent with you. I'm not saying that, I've been there. What I'm saying is, when I look at the comments and the reviews, this one person gets so much hate for something you let another person slide with. And that has always, I love the show. And that's why a lot of times I don't engage with a lot of the discussions, because I'm thinking, my God, it's okay to have a favorite. It's okay to ride for your favorite. But do you got to be so damn biased? Like that, I don't like. And I've always been that way. I always say the truth is the truth, regardless who mouth it comes from. So even if I don't really care for a person, if they're speaking truth, they speak in truth. I won't reject or deny it because it's coming from a vessel that I don't care too much for. And that's how I feel like people are for the majority. If I don't like who you are, you could be telling me the truth. I'm not going to hear it because it's coming from you and I don't like you. So that's what happened. Well, so Zach is with Danny when she comes in the house. They see the flowers. Zach just wants to take a shower before he goes to this meeting, because Zach still has blood all over him, all over his pants, all over his jeans. And so Preston is like, yeah, dude, do what you got to do. And Zach, again, first of all, I don't play about food. Don't put your hands in my food. Don't come around my food. And you ain't washed your hands. You dirty. You lift up the top to a pot. Like, oh, you cooking like this, dude? No, you have a dude. And then Danny has created a monster with Zach. And now she's going to have to kill it. Now she's going to have to destroy this. She had become this super saver hoe when it came to Zach. Anytime he needed a place to stay, she's making herself available. And now you have this other guy. Preston ain't going to be accepting of that. Yeah, maybe this one time. But Zach, you got to go. You have to go. And I think that even how he spoke to Danny when they were at Sabrina's house, when he was like, yeah, Danny, let's go. I'm ready to go. You want to be the reason why I end up on the first 48? That was funny because I used to really love that show. But it was like, you have nothing, Zach, to be honest. And the fact that he was so free into telling Danny he was ready to go, they needed to go, we going to your house. And it's like, you treating Danny like she could possibly, like, that's your woman. No. That ain't how that worked. But like I said, Danny created that when she tried to be super saver hoe. Now you're going to have to deal with the ramifications of what you've done. So let's go to Andy. Jesus Christ. So Andy, Fatima stayed true to her word, and the tax lawyer came over to discuss what happened with Andy and Gary. So she gives him the information about what happened, and I was like, wait a minute, do I see like some sparks flying with them two? I don't know. I don't know if Andy is she just exudes, sexuality or sensuality, but I was like, it seemed like something like, Danny, this is Andy, this is a meeting. This is a professional meeting. I'm trying to figure out why she asked the man if he wanted a drink. No. You a lawyer. If you went to a house of your client who happened to be a man and he offered you alcohol, I would hope you would reject it, Andy. So I would hope she would reject it, but that threw me. Because I'm like, you didn't ask the man if he wanted tea, coffee. You went straight for alcohol. I was a little floored by that, but I mean, hell, this is Andy. So he tells her, everything is going to be fine. He tells her the initial steps to take to try to rectify this situation. But he affirms her and let her know that everything is going to be fine. So we did not see Calvin this episode, and I'm not mad at that because I don't like him. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother video. So Sabrina is outside while Andy is having her conversation with the lawyer. So when he leaves, Sabrina comes back in. And she said she was on the phone with Calvin. And so Andy basically just asked her, Sabrina, am I stupid? That by far had me rolling because the things that people were saying on Twitter during this time was just crazy as hell. Now, I had to think about it because I was like, have I ever told one of my friends that they were stupid? And I don't think I've ever said to my friend, you're stupid. I don't have stupid friends. I have had friends who have made stupid decisions. Same with me. I'm an intelligent person. I am far from stupid, but there are times that I have made stupid decisions. And so for me as a friend, and it's just who you are, personality wise. I'm just not that friend that's going to kick you down out. Now I'm very blunt but I am very tactful with how I present truths to my friends because I don't ever want to break someone emotionally when they only hold it on by a thread. So I try to be very intentional with how I talk to my friends when they're going through something, that's emotionally driven. Now, if you just doing something like, sis, like for real, oh, so you going to continue to do this. Okay, then I don't want to hear about this anymore. That's me. That's me. We're not going to talk about it because I don't want to hear stupidity coming out your mouth when I know God has blessed you with common sense. So that's just how I am. So Sabrina was like, no, you're the smartest woman I know. And, I'm just making sure this is not like the situation in college. I really want to know the backstory of what happened in college. Andy was in a physically abusive relationship. And so sometimes, even though Gary may not be physically abusive, and even though Gary might be telling the truth about some things, you were still married. You still led me on. You still told me you were going to divorce your wife. You did nothing. Jasmine ended up initiating the divorce proceedings. You did nothing that you told me you were going to do. So Gary is not completely innocent, but when it comes to what may be going on with the company and the money, he may not be at fault with that. But we're going to see because you know how Tyler mind works. So we really don't know how that's going to work. So Sabrina and Andy had a moment, and it was a cute, black girl magic moment. But I was just like, Andy, but at the end of the day, this really has nothing to do with what you're going through. I understand the plight of being a black woman in white America and in the workplace. I understood that, but that did not fit you. You were having an inappropriate relationship with a client's spouse. So yes, there was a conflict of interest, and yes, your boss told you to continue with this case because he was in on it as well. Bellamy, he was in on it as well. But it had nothing to do with you being the angry black woman. I was like, Tyler, that was good, but that was a huge reach, my brother. That was a far reach. So we get to Karen. Karen goes to her shop. Karen like, okay, I got an appointment. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to go over there and see Aaron? What's gonna happen? Because we know her and Aaron been going back and forth. This buildup is so strong that I'm like, hell, if they even touch each other, they might explode. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? So she goes there, she asks Pam, Lord Jesus, I want to punch Pam in her face. She goes over, she asks Pam, did she pick up her dress, the black dress, the little cute dress? She was like, yeah, girl, I got it. Because Pam handled the bit, whatever she said. So she was like, oh, I see you got a hotel car. Oh, you and Zach doing whatever. She didn't tell her because it's none of Pam's business. You are my employee. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to discuss my personal business with you. And that's another thing in the black culture. I just got to call a spade a spade. Stop telling people who work for you your business. No, I don't care. We are cool. There are just certain things about me you don't need to know, or you will never know, because you're my subordinate. Even though people who work for me, I don't want to say you work for me, you work with me to achieve a vision. But at the end of the day, that's a subordinate, and they should not have the freedom or feel like they have the liberty to talk to you like they talk to you. Pam just got on my nerves last night. Then this heifer called Zach. She was out of pocket, out of line, and out of her damn mind. First of all, why you calling my ex? I'm trying to figure out why you got his number. That's number one. I don't even understand that. Number two, do you need some money? What? Yeah, because I saw you got a hotel at whatever the hotel name was, room 1109. First of all, heifer, what the hell you got? X-ray vision to see that on the card? I'm like, okay. I was like, oh my God. Now Zach is about to go to this hotel room and cause a scene. Why, Lord? Just why? I don't even understand what you upset for. I don't understand why Zach is in his feelings. I don't understand. You left. You didn't try to become this person until you saw that Karen was starting to feel old dude. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all, when I'm going to release another video Saturday, and it's going to give you guys a preview of how my Patreon videos are going to go, because there's so much in here, and it's going to be very different from the review, but still on the same path. We just dig a little deeper and really go into like dissecting these characters and their situations. But I'm like, oh, Pam, baby, you were fired. Oh my God, I would have fired. Pam, you done, sis. You done. So he acting all crazy. Fatima asking him, does he need a ride? He's like, nah, I'm cool. I got it. I was like, Fatima, just leave him. Leave him with that raggedy, messed up bike. And so he ends up putting his pride aside long enough to get the ride with Fatima. But he was like, I'm not going home. I'm going to a hotel. Can you take me there? So along they go. So we cut to the last scene, which is Aaron and Karen at the hotel. So when she comes in, she was like, hey, because she thought she was going to have a room by herself. And so Aaron basically told her, oh, like it was like a conjoined room. And so he was like, but you're dressed like you're not ready to go to sleep. And so he noticed that her hair was different. She had like a different vibe going on. And she was like, she tried to downplay it. Like, yeah, I just feel like a different person, but it's not a big deal. And he was like, no, like you look beautiful. No, you look really beautiful. And so, she was like, thank you. Now we see that Aaron is drinking wine. For those who don't know, Aaron is a recovering alcoholic. So that was like, no, Aaron, but I understand where Aaron is. I understand what Aaron is. So she was like, you've been drinking? He was like, yeah, just a little wine, but don't worry, it's not your fault. And she was like, and I didn't think it was my fault. Basically she was just shocked that he was drinking, especially after the stories that he's told her or has confided in her about his alcoholism and his drug use when he was in college, and a few years after college. So she was like, Aaron, you're in pain. And so he asked her, like, do you want me? This is one thing I do like about Aaron. He does put you in a position where you either got to tell him yes or no. There is no in between. Yes or no. Like, he asked her, like, are you attracted to me, when they were in Sabrina's room? And she was like, Aaron, I am. Like, he puts you in a position where you can't wiggle out of his questions. And I like people like that, because I'm like that too. So Aaron, attempts to kiss her, and she basically told him, I don't want you. I was like, well, damn. I was like, no, why you messing up this beautiful scene? But she was like, I don't want you to, like, try to get over your issues through me. And, she was like, I don't want you to regret anything, especially not between us. And so when Karen said that, I was like, whoa, that comment took me aback a little bit, because I was like, Karen, I felt like she liked Aaron. She had feelings for him. But that comment alone made me believe that maybe she got love for this dude, because it wasn't, and I think Karen has wanted to sleep with him for a minute, but she never let it go there because of who he told her that, he was, and she respected that enough that, no, we're not going to do this. No, like, I'm going to help you stick to your word, or help you with what you value wouldn't do. And so I was like, dang, but that line that just, I don't want you to regret anything, especially when it comes to us. And so when he told her, he was like, look, I've done a lot of things in life that I regret. He was like, but every moment I get to spend with you, or anything that I do with you, that is something I will never regret. And they started kissing, it was hot. It was hot. It was a hot little scene. Very classy. It was done very classy. I liked it. And then it went off, and they showed a preview. For those who don't know, they always show 2 previews for Sistas. They show the one that comes on after the show, and then they show another one, like, immediately on Twitter at Tyler Perry Sistas official at their official page. So you get to see 2 different previews. So the one they showed after the show, you didn't see Karen or Aaron. You saw Zach in the car with Fatima, like, I know she with that dude. I know. And I'm like, you cheat. Like, anyway, that's, like I said, that's another conversation for another video. And so on the one on Twitter, that's when they showed Zach in the hotel room. He, like, knocking stuff off the nightstand. And she was like, you left me, Zach, remember? And so he was like, we ain't gonna never be together. Nick, y'all ain't together now. I'm like, this man makes me so sick. He makes me so sick. Y'all are not together now, Zach. And I understand to an extent when you have an ex who you really do love. Now, I do know that Karen loves Zach. She's never denied that. But it's like, I love you. I'm not in love with you. And I'm trying to close the chapter of my life when it comes to that, when it comes to you, and when it comes to this situation. Because to me, Zach and Karen are so toxic for each other. Those are the type of relationships you're never going to grow until you distance yourself, until you actually, like, I'm not going to say be involved with someone else, but get a different perspective, get another look at life. For a woman wants to be treated a certain way. And don't get me wrong, every woman don't want to be treated with respect and dignity and honesty, and they want transparency from their significant other. And when you find out, because I want to go back to this episode, it was in the first season when Karen was telling Zach, like, I'm telling you, I love you. I'm telling you what I want in a man. I'm telling you the things that's going to make me happy. This is what I want. And this brother says, well, good luck finding them. How you tell her that? You want to be with this woman. She's telling you what she desires. And you look her in her face and you say, well, good luck finding them. Sis said, I already have. And she was talking about Aaron. Like, the build up to their relationship, or the build up to, where they are now, it hasn't been a smooth ride. That it has been some hell. However, it showed that he was interested. Aaron was consistent. He was persistent. He let it be known, I want you. I want you. I want to be around you. Any woman want that. Then you got this knucklehead over here who you've been sticking it out with for years, for him to tell you, well, good luck finding the man that you want. Oh, okay. Cool. We gonna do that then. We gonna do that. I think I covered everything. If I didn't, y'all make sure y'all put it down in the comment section. Like I said, look forward to Saturday. I'm gonna release another video on the topic of sisters and just that dynamic. And it might just turn into a series, because I don't want these videos to be no more than like 30. I want to stick to. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for comments. I see all the comments. It may take me a while to respond to you, but I promise I will respond to you, it may take a few days, but I will respond to you. And I do appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen, taking the time out to comment. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And y'all know how I do. Y'all be safe out there. If I missed anything, put it in the comments. If you have any suggestions of things you would like to hear me talk about when it comes to sisters, or maybe some other show, you just let me know. You could DM me. I put all my information in the description box, so make sure you click on that and see what's all good that's in there. And I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there. One.